private chat and Facebook. How Dr. Jaime Show. We have an amazing and super special Janet Reynolds, an ordained minister, and check this out. We're going to get a reading on the show. She has some amazing notions that I want to know as a person that I think her out here very shortly. Upcoming guests on the show, need to grow and celebritize yourself a little bit more. That is going to be on 3:31. We have Carlton Meadows. I believe that we're going to hear about his journey. We're going to hear about the importance of fitness, and I say in his 40s was able to achieve sight. All right, so those are that will finish up. I cannot believe it. Before you know it, we are going to be in April. I can't believe that the first quarter of the Alliance program is up and running. If you want to see if your business could, DrJamieK.com. And for those of you that are looking for Alliance tab, and you're going to see people in certain fields, photography, you can trust and use, not only in the Tampa Bay area. We have chip targets, so it's not just a Tampa thing. For those of you that are watching and you're not, that you think is trustworthy and honest, that should be added. We'll interview them and see if they are going to be a good fit for the Alliance. Being in the background, a little mommy mastermind, so more insight into that, but we are brewing that in the background. Is not yet ready, but first into the things that are happening in the background. So Reynolds, ordained minister and certified medium, who is sitting right on. I wanted to share with you some tips I wrote up. Big outlet, but I'll tell you next week if it gets published. Tips on 5 midday routines to help you reset and get where you get tips and ideas for success for something like this. You should write down these tips. So, and great ways to start your morning. I've written those. I'm a professional businesswoman of California last year, where I spoke with Venus Williams. Holy cow, that size. I even spoke about different tips. Now we've bashed that over the head, and we all know we need to eat breakfast and drink water in the morning, CNN in the morning, CNN, Facebook. No, nothing against you, just saying. However, I was finding that halfway through the day, we see you, but you can see me. And I get that afternoon slump. So it can be anywhere between like 11 and 2:30. We kind of get that slump. So here, even though it's Friday, it's the best day of the week, we still could throughout the week. Number one, take a clarity break, right? Especially all day. Your legs need to stretch, your eyes need to stretch, you need to step away. You just go in the bathroom and take space, and if that's all you can do, that's fine. A true on the building outside. Take time to feel the sun on your skin, nature. I need to kind of see life from an aerial perspective up here. Take about an hour, but if you can get away for 10 or 15 minutes and just see what solution focus. Don't sit there and ruminate about, oh, I gotta go back. Imagine stressors coming off of you. That is a great thing. Power in it. We've talked about that 100 times over during that clarity break. Is my tip number one on 5 midday routine goals. So we've got that morning routine down really, really well. We're up on hope, but the hecticness, and the 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 20 different things that we didn't know were goals in our focus for the day. Make it a habit that, and you kind of just do a sneak peek at it. Am I on track? Am I on track? The more focused we are, and the more we're doing what we said we were going to do, we just on that track of like empowered, and I can get through the day and I'm feeling good in my 3 of the 5 midday routines to help you reset and get on. Number 3, eat a snack. Oh my gosh, eat. Your brain at a resting state. It requires 25% of running around, and you're using that brain power to calculate numbers. Not me. And where do we go here, and do we go here, and we got to send this, and we got to do this, and well, then you need to feed it. Be nice to it. Don't be that. And that's it. I'm starving. Don't do that to your brain. And some of the things, some of the foods that will give you mental clarity. Yes, you won't believe it. Dark chocolate, my friend. Use like in proportion, moderation, obviously, but giving it food. When you don't, that's when you get irritable, and you've got a whole day ahead of you, and when you leave work, you're probably with kids and with during the day. All right, tip number 4, get inspired. Not going on. Now we're kind of in like this negative mindset, and it's hard. And in your office or in your space, no matter how small it is, whatever you can to kind of power you through the day. Oh, this is why these bright colors are so pretty. They remind me of the weekend. Or take a moment to surround yourself with things that motivate you halfway through the day, where you kind of look at everyone's highlight reel and how much fun they're having while you're stuck down. So instead, go check out a TED Talk and tip number 5 on my 5 midday, deep breaths. That's right. Deep breath will center you. It will bring you into the present moment. So what do you want to do if you need to reset your day? Here are your 5 things. Take inspired and take deep breaths. That's right. In the last, Reynolds, who is an ordained minister and certified medium, who shared with you something amazing that happened to me last Saturday with my family. And my numero uno, and yes, I would love to like be in those Fiji huts on Fiji. Yeah, one was even more simple and closer to home. Can you guess? Probably one of the most amazing experiences of my, that was me. And I loved every single moment of it. Challenge you to think about some of your bucket listers, even the small ones, and will never be forgotten. So as I tear up right now, Reynolds, ordained minister and certified medium. Thank you so much for joining us. Take a seat. To begin, if you could, I have all the guests on the Dr. Jaime Show. Interesting about you that very few people.
I had to call my sister last night and ask her what was good for you, and there is something that did transpire, cancer of the uterus.
Oh wow!
But
okay,
they told me at that time it was considered a stage.
Like 2, right?
Yes. Stage 4. I really sometimes don't believe the stage 4. And what happened is they were able to do what we call another baby. I had always wanted a little girl, and I want to have a little girl. Okay, I already had 2 sons, so doctor, now I'm going to have another baby. And that doctor just thought, I want to tell you, a year later, my daughter was born to be cesarean, and I ended up doing it naturally. Yeah, it was unique. And then 3 months later,
you got what you wanted.
I got what I wanted. When I was a little girl, and I knew I was going to have a little girl. Her name is Maitland, and then I gave her my middle name, which is
awesome story. And that just goes to show you that people you love and care for are going to tell you can't do certain things. If you're supposed to do that, do it anyway. Give it a try. Because look at
by her.
Oh,
yay!
So
life is so.
Okay, all right. So moving on. Okay, so we want to keep, but I always throw a quote up on the board. You can absolutely disagree. And for those of you that might not be able to read it, I'm going to read you the quote on the board. But it is other truth that changes us. Okay.
Okay. I don't feel that we change. I could use the word perception, how we perceive things.
Yes.
Truth was very, very important, and I sort of do have truth to a point, but I think life changes us, and it's not.
Yeah, I love that. And that kind of reminds me, I think it's the kind of perceiving. You're interpreting truth as like a core value. Honesty, those are our core. However, we have this reality. My son loves space and being an astronaut. You've got this perspective, or who's in space, but as the knowledge grew in the world, wow, there could be other planets and they have water. Wow, or your reality. But it still doesn't change the fact that I'm honest. Your perspective. Okay, so now the moment we've all been waiting for. I'll peek into the questions. So she knows a few of the ones that are coming today. So briefly about your business and what you do, and then do you have a family?
I do have my daughter, yes, and my 2 grandchildren by her. And then let me say this, it's my half Irish and half Indian.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, this was a good day to do it. St. Patrick's Day. She was the Cherokee Indian, and she was a beautiful, loud to call old lady. So, but she believed in children. When we were little, she taught us not to be afraid. Called clairvoyant, and clairvoyant is meaning that you see. So insight. So. She on the door, 3 knocks, and you open it, and
oh my God, I'm getting chills.
Yeah, so some ghosts or spirits, and the others was really special for us. And then her being able to see ahead would happen. So, and even when I was a little kid, there was a couple times when I just knew. Oh, I could give you a good example. Okay. What we call the Queenstown. So I used to walk. So when I did walk to the center, the writer liked them, but I always knew. I was going to. I moved there with my 2 boys.
Wow.
So, but I didn't like that place was because of all of the different culture. But once I moved there and I lived there for a year with my boys.
Wow.
So that's called Clear Cognizance. Went to Miami, Florida. My husband and my two boys out in the water to get to them, to be with them. And I was going to come back to Florida. And 8 years later, I moved to Tampa.
Wow.
When?
Wow.
So,
How, and I don't want to throw moments in my life where like I just knew, like how is what you do, and I know we're gonna get it from my periodic twice a year, different from like
that feeling tells you we are all psychic. It's just some of us don't believe it. So what I did is, so when your instincts tell you something, that's saying, or that's what I've been taught, that you need to listen to your gut.
Have joined the Dr. Jaime Show previously, we've talked about the gut, and there was a situation, and I walked into one time where it was like, Jamie, get out, Jamie. But your brain is racing at such a fast experiences, and your current experience to come to it's taking the past experiences and it's taking this current one to come you, in any of you out there that get that gut feeling that something's not right, or you go to Nordstrom and you see those really cute shoes sitting on the shelf and your gut is telling you feeling. That's irrational thinking. However,
so, and to me, when the instinct just knew I was going to come back to Florida, I never did discuss that with any. She was moving back to Florida, and I just said to her, wait for me.
But here you are. Here you are.
37 years later.
North, I saw this joke on Facebook about the blizzard going on Dairy Queen. So I know it's so funny. We don't think. Okay, you are an ordained minister and a certified.
Well, an ordained minister is something that I did move here to Florida. I was into data when I was young, and then in DC I had my own business, and I built databases for the different corporations. And for my business, that was when I went to believed in it, even when I lived in DC. And Beverly got and when I talked to her about the certain things, like all we need to do is to bring it out because everybody is a mentor. So that was when I started studying what enhanced my qualities.
Okay, excellent. So then medium, what do you do?
Well, a certified medium, and I have gone to Chesterfield, Indiana, and it is a 145-year-old years. I love Camp Chesterfield. That's the Lilydale up in Casadega, New York, and in England.
Wow.
I learned how to channel Blue Feather, all of the information for when I'm doing readings. So I allow Blue Feather to come in and speak to the public.
So for people that
Blue Feather is my spirit guide. We have many guides that protect us, and we have angels around us that protect us. Stories about angels all around. And I wrote a story just come into our lives at that moment, and help is the one that gives me the information. And Blue Feather has been around.
Interesting. Okay, all right, very good. So I know that you went for the psychic reading, but tell us like your journey. It sounds like a person to sort of place the seeds that, am I right?
It's been a challenge, and you need to learn what it is when you see something, and you need to be taught, and you need to trust what you see here. I am clairvoyant to where I do see symbols. I am clear of our feelings and how we just know things. Okay, meditation is the most important thing of all around, and if you can quiet your mind and calm down, then is
a challenge for so many of us nowadays.
Today it's real, and the one thing that I've learned to do is we have energy centers that run down the front of us. And right down. There's 12, but 7 are prominent. Okay, so that's based on anger and fear. And then you have the yellow chakra, which the orange and the yellow are in there. Okay. Then you go to the heart chakra, which is green, and then your throat chakra is blue. So you learn to work on this chakra. So that when I walk my talk, so I say diplomatically now, because I want to make sure
we all need to work on this chakra right here.
Yes. And I always ask for guidance through that chakra, and then I ask them to keep me the good person I am. So if you balance, and once more, it's through 15 minutes of quiet time and or.
Excellent. So a way to balance the chakras would be focusing on a certain part of your body?
You are focusing on each color. Wow. Anger, no fear.
Wow, that's great. I'm going to write that down really quick for all of you. So how do you spell chakra?
CHAKRA.
No anger, no fear.
Yeah. Concentrate on.
Yeah.
So, but each one of those chakras, and you can help yourself by balancing it out.
I'm at the root. Okay, so at the root, that's where you want to focus. And I do, which this is kind of skipping around in the questions here, but scared of the ability to hear or see or feel these feelings?
It really was, because, you know, Beverly being my mentor, I took many classes, and they say, okay, now you give me a reading.
Oh.
Yes, but the thing that is really, really important, and you just tell that person what it is that, so I did well in the beginning was what they did, and then they wrote it up so that we could see, and other 3 other people, their views, and then they wrote it up and gave us. The other thing that happened is when I was at the Arthur Findlay College in Old Week, and that's a really old building, and it has many blue feather. And I didn't know what class I was going to take. I said, okay, I'll do the trans-channeling. Now, when we started that, I could feel blue feather coming in. Did that scare me? You better believe it, because I didn't know what was. And then once we came out of the meditation, we're afraid, that's okay, but get used to the feeling. So now it's gotten to where I'm used to it, and I'm in my head. I can feel them in my head.
Experience, and I don't know, it could have been a slew of emotion like that, and I don't know if any of you have ever felt like someone was watching. My papa was someone very, very important to me, and being at our old house that we lived in, it was like a townhome before the washer, and I had just woke up and I grabbed the phone and it said Papa passed, and I was at the top of the stairs. Grandfather passed. That's my papa. And I remember I felt these hands go over my shoulder, very warm as the hands moved. And I was he was like, I got you, James. It's all right. I'm here. I was like, but I can tell you, so then the weirdest things happened. But after that day, never have white butterflies been around. Miles out, nothing around but water. And there is a white butterfly. There are days that go by and I don't see him, and then it is amazing how that happens. And then first on the show, so I did not know my exact pop in is truly my dream home for me. And I remember how didn't get it. Okay. One day we signed for the papers. We're joyful. February 11th-ish then, I guess it was, right? February 11th, February 12th. Okay, so just passed. And so I call my aunt, which is my papa's daughter, the 16th, February 16th. And I said, you won't believe it, today is, I said, yes, it's a year in the home. I don't know, Friday or whatever it was. That we never knew, I did not know his birthday, but it happened about that it is on his birthday is the anniversary of the house.
Was February.
Yeah.
And it says, he told me February.
Yes.
But then what they're saying is February next year, because it's going to be a significant month.
Wow, excellent.
Always significant good. And one thing for sure, if it wasn't significant, that was one of the messages that I was going to give you. So I think that's an important month for you.
Yeah, it's so amazing. They just tied in so well. Okay, so you're in the school and right?
Yes. Yes.
Were you ever scared, like that kind of scared you?
I don't feel that I ended it. And then once that it was the information that clear was, then I never worried about it anymore. And I don't really, I just trust it. I've learned to trust whatever comes channeled.
Have you ever had to give, have you ever given this coming through not good?
About Blue Feather is that he is very deaf in the now. So I give you confirmation and I give you, and I know someone is going to pass over when I'm doing a reading. So that's how I do it, and that's how he does
And then
it.
do you just say, I'm not?
I say that I don't feel that the health is good, and I feel that there could be a wheelchair.
Mhm.
And I know that that individual is going to, I do see a wheelchair, and that is a good possibility. Way.
Mhm. Can people come to you, or have people ever come to you and about health if they're concerned about their health situation?
Yes, that was another thing that I did learn. I can see your liver, I can see this part of your body, and having problems with your intestines, or is there something going on?
And then you encourage them from there to go
To-
to medical help or whatever.
Yes, I will ask individuals sometimes, yes, because I know that they need one. Sometimes with us females, so yeah, they will give me certain parts of the body, or I will see certain.
Let me ask you this, jump into where, going back on track where we should be, certified medium and people that say they're psychic. Is there a difference?
A certified medium is one who can usually do that.
They kind of see the future or
Yes.
something? Okay,
Yes,
all right.
what they hear or feel the spirits.
Wow, like skeptical a little bit, right? Right? I mean, there are people out there that are like, no. But I mean, I'm not just myself almost having to justify. So what do you
Call Talking Between Worlds or a gallery to where it has 12 people.
okay.
The one thing that's more important and need to be open, if you're skeptical, you wall up, you don't believe it, but yet you're sitting there and you want to, and it makes it difficult for the medium. You can, but you know they're not believing it. And I've had one, so then I have learned to move away.
Wow. Okay. So really having an open mind. So for the people out there, medium, but they are kind of skeptical, but they like kind of want to mind it, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else that we could do?
I try very much to put and a lot of times some of them come and what they want to do. Okay, so
Which how I was with you with her, I was like, can you? What are you kidding me?
yes, I have had some incidences. Yes, I have where I had a reading for a gentleman. The wife's really happy with it, but he came in and the next thing you know, he jumps up and he says, "I don't know."
Wow.
So he I feel was afraid because evidently maybe they had not a good relation. So that was pretty different for me. Another incident where it was a young girl and her grandmother.
Wow. So
she did not want the grandmother.
Personally, like if there was someone, hopefully this doesn't happen, but for a friend and they passed on, you know, like I want being very like forgiving. Like there's so much more you don't even know.
It's all about love over there. And you know, everybody comes here. You know, my aunt was strict. My grandmother was too. So they were, I'm going to say, stuck with raising me. So strict, and there's no other way of saying it. But I would love it if she, of incidences of childhood, people don't want coming in, they give you memories. Memories, and it's real quick about one that I had.
I would love to hear.
And to use that story, okay, because I've been taught to forget everything, then I start to remember, and then it sort of ends up like counseling reading, and her father came in, and when he came in, see, false teeth.
How funny.
So I false teeth, and she started laughing, and for my mother's false teeth, but I refused to pay for my in the family. So when he came through with his false teeth.
Excellent, I love it. They're bringing in humor.
Yes, they do. They bring us, I've been taught there's like 7 levels over there. That was a beautiful blue, I've been taught that you can close if you want to, or you don't have to wear any. It's the blue. I know the blue exists. I was a Russian farmer, a redheaded Russian, the regression. And the regression is a deep meditation. Too much to all of this, there really is. But in the process, the fact that C was blue. And then I read a book, the many levels that are over there, and that one level.
Like hours and hours, this is endless.
Yeah, I love what I do. If I know that I can help someone with words, they don't tell me everything, you know, just like he didn't tell me what the.
Yes. And how funny, even with the February thing, you're like, I don't.
It's important.
So for people out there, if people wanted to know, like, was I part of a past?
It's something that I could, but I don't. And I have, when you do regressions with people, a lot of times what's important in a past life, that like if you were being, really need to be careful on how you bring them. Behind it is really high. Doing my readings and doing my talking between, having to do a regression, because a lot has happened to all of us.
That, I don't want to use the word negative, but it is almost a little bit more negative than
if there is an incident to where you were killed, or if you hung yourself, and so that they can move forward in today's world.
Wow. This reminds me of this quote, which we talk about the truth. Like, we're learning so much. There is so much more truth. Things we run this like logic, but yet there's so much more beyond logic. You kind of bringing that to us. So really quick if possible. One is on the Dr. Jaime Show. One hello, positive energy somewhere in here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning. You know, and I mean, it could be simple, something simple as if you surround yourself, right? Pushing out positive comes back. Do you playing a huge role in your life and what comes back to you? Is that true?
Well, doing my readings is what helps me to do the readings.
Okay.
And you know, I can feel all of that. I really can. I know I can feel that energy. I really can. So you try to say it's wrong, or what has happened to make you stay this. Or it is. That's why I also have on my card intuitive counseling. Relationships, when people break up, it's hard. So the heart feels it. And I can talk to them about forgiveness and loving that inspired, because in a lot of ways, if we are.
Yes.
When I moved here 37 years ago, I just thanked them for being who they were, because they made a woman out of me.
It made us who we are today. And if you're that vibrant person behind that sculpted you into that.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know the February thing. Can you do?
Well, I can tell you a couple more things
Okay.
that he's told me here. Is the word is advancement. Okay. The other word is also see is many split paths. So when so your transformation is going to equal many. Okay, you are going to move forward, and he tells me, so there's something coming to where you're going to be going out of the country.
I don't know. I definitely, with a lot of decisions out of the country is kind of new to me, but I'm really interested to see or know.
Well, that's, you have a choice.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, it's just letting you know that opportunity. So many changes.
I need you in my life every day.
Oh,
no, Jamie, no, you're not. Oh, okay. I guess the last thing is you brought this book today. Can you, your work, etc. Tell us a little bit about what is in that book. Did you write the book?
It's Transform Your Life, and there is 60 of us already, and it's what transformed life and to the better, to the better. So life changes. So,
what is the name of expert advice, practical tools, and personal stories? And where can
Amazon, but not so much through me as the people who are .net.
Okay.
And you can get it there also.
Okay, now I know.
And I want to say the one thing about him. If you look at his face comes up, he was my father in a past life. It's important about the card and the face is I'm ready to get a Cherokee name, which is very unusual. An appointment to go give her a reading. So I hung up, went to her, and told me this is what he looks like. And I still have years ago, and this is what he looks like. That's really him.
So now you know what Blue Feather stands for, that you follow Janet. Janet, is there any way?
No, Janet's out there on Facebook, and Blue Feather's out there on Meetup.
Okay.
So, and I have a social media person out on Facebook, so everybody knows what I'm doing.
Okay.
Do my events out there, and I'm doing a class Saturday. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Saturday. She might not be there, but she's gonna do it somewhere.
and it is Meet Your Spirits, and it's done on PowerPoint, and it will teach you about your different ghosts and poltergeists and everything. So yes.
I love in Tampa, maybe they're not even in the state of Florida. Can they use your services?
Skype, I can do FaceTime.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My phone number's out on, and then we can take it from there.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so happy. This was with Janet Reynolds, ordained minister and certified. Go support her. Go to bluefeather.net. Everything you need to know. Work with her, etc. And next week on the Dr. Jaime Show, we have PR. That's going to be the episode for you. Until then, do me hit subscribe to my channel. I will see you next. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
That one,